morning.
So we are starting day 2, right? And the cosplayers are really hard at work with all types of stuff. We've got Pantorina here doing a lot of pressing, and then end up adding up all these embellishments and extra pieces she wanted to add.
I need to get my dress done. The fabric that I was able to get my hands on, I made a mock-up, because my game plan is, even though I didn't have my actual fabric, if I could get a mock-up of the dress, it'll then show me the pattern that I hand drafted works, so that I'm able to transfer that pattern to fabric and make the second dress a lot easier.
And you know, looking at time, right, it looks like she's making great progress, but let's check it on other competitors, right? And here comes Cowbutt.
So, day 2, and I realized that I am falling into the pit that I was concerned with, which is I'm being very slow. I have leggings, that's all I have.
If these don't fit me, like, I don't know what I'm gonna do, because I wasted so much time on these.
Well, and I guess I have the breastplate base, but there is a lot left to do.
All right, so let's go check in on our third cosplayer over here, and that looks like, I would say, a large prop that looks mostly ready to get plastidivs. Yeah, Zekia?
When I walked in, I immediately knew I have to finish the gun ASAP.
Can you hold this up compared to yourself? Look at this, look at this. I love the scale of this.
It needs to be primed, it needs to dry. Otherwise, I'm gonna be spray painting on unprimed foam and no one wants to see that.
How we looking, my man? This is just with, you know, this is still mock-up phase. You know, we were saying yesterday is this is gonna be brought up just to be torn down a few more times until we get it right.
Day 2, we're in, and I'm exhausted. We had a plan change yesterday. We hard pivoted on an idea.
The agenda for today is just really cracking down on the details of the build. We've mocked it up once, torn it down to kind of add in the specific details.
What are we doing, Harji? Is this your new house? Yeah. You designing your floor plan?
Day 2, all focused, zoned in on working, especially since we already knew what we're gonna do.
How we doing, Tim?
Good, how you doing, sir?
Good. Like, I see progress. I see things there, pumps mounted.
Yeah. All in all, like, even the second day when we came in, we were still tripping over each other. I got to the point where it's like, I'm not gonna ask anymore. You know what I mean? I'm just gonna go and do it. I just had to say I'm gonna move forward, you know?
Morning.
How are you?
Good. How you feeling? Day 2.
Day 2's good.
Day 2's good.
So the start of day 2, Sarah was sick. So I kind of got there thinking, okay, I know that my stuff is behind, but I know that Sarah has a tough day ahead of her as well. So this is her day to run the tubing for the liquid cooling. And when you're in the same building as PC Works, Harji, and Liquid House, you want to be decent at liquid cooling. So I wanted Sarah to be set up for success. So I walked in and I actually left my stuff alone. And I did cable management and I got the parts, everything prepped as possible so that all she had that day to start was just hammer the tubing whenever she came in. Just go slow. Everyone's kind of taking it slow for the morning. Sarah's sick. She's not even here. Yeah.
What happened? Just
she's not feeling good either.
Just tired?
She woke up sick in the morning at 4 and she texted me. And I was like, yo, why are you waking me up at 4? No, I just said, just take your morning rest, you know? Be good.
Hi guys. Just got here. Lost an hour, but it's okay.
So I went to bed at 2 in the morning, and then I woke up wanting to vomit, and I went straight to the bathroom. It was just a type of food poisoning because I was just sitting by the bathtub. I was actually, this is nasty, but I was vomiting on the bathtub because it was just liquid.
Hey guys, good morning.
I thought, oh, it's okay, at least I got some sleep. And then when I look at the clock, it was 3 in the morning.
Derek.
Sarah.
I'm here.
How you feeling?
Feeling better.
Good.
It was probably the exorcism of Snackson. Maybe all the bad juju from the first day went out of my system.
I had to sleep a little bit and let it subside. Actually, until now, my tummy still hurts a little bit, but you know what? My head's in the game now, so let's get right to it.
All right, so what I'm gonna do is start priming this. I know what I'm doing. I picked a design that I know that I could accomplish in one day, but I also felt like I didn't know what I was doing. I'm a disaster this morning, you see?
Yo, pull it.
Everything done start going downhill. My shoes wet, my book wet, RIP.
Pull it together.
I was having my own internal freak out. Get the dress done, get the crown to a point where I feel I could just add finishing touches on the last day. I wanted to get the corset also more or less finished. The iron attempted to burn my thing.
What's that?
It almost burned my thing.
And what did you do?
I foresaw it because I'm not a young blood in this game, bro. I've been around. I'm saying.
Us old people, we have our tricks.
So that was my game plan. Get all the major things done today so that by the next day it's just finalizing.
So how is using this versus like the one that you're regularly used?
Oh, I have one of these at home. I have one of these, I have two of those. I have like about 3 or 4 machines.
What's the difference between them?
This is an industrial machine and it's just a straight stitch. It doesn't do any of the other stitches, but it does that one stitch really, really well.
Got it.
And the home machines, the domestic ones, those are ones for just your casual sewers or people who don't sew as often. And that one tends to have a variety of different stitches and lengths and even presser foots and settings and all of that on it. It's kind of an all-in-one kind of situation.
Right.
Get to the chopper. Everybody get down.
Arigato gozaimasu.
Whatever that means.
The insignia that's gonna be on the computer is the same one that's gonna be in the middle here. I just have to redo it. And this is gonna be a stained glass panel for the belt piece.
What's the plan with these chains?
You'll see.
Oh, we've got some. Okay.
You'll see.
When I come in
We
tomorrow.
can't tell you everything.
That's true.
And I should be 90% done. Yeah, that's fine.
How do you feel about how the PC's coming together?
I have full confidence that they'll do what they need to do, like 100%. I don't have any doubts that they'll finish it. I'm really confident in especially Papa Rhodes' ability to...
Papa Rhodes?
Yeah, we call him Papa Rhodes.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
A good nickname, I like it, I like it.
He's the Papa, he's the daddy.
Filming PC building is notoriously difficult because we put a computer in front of us all the time. When you're painting bricks, you just want to remember that there are no mistakes, just happy accidents. I've always wanted to do that.
How are we feeling 2 hours in?
Didn't really notice it was 2 hours gone by already. But
that's my job, is to keep you guys spicy.
I wish you would stop saying that stuff. No.
Keep telling him.
Another 10 minutes have gone by.
Yeah. Because we're kind of running into, I got 5 RGB things, 2 5-volt headers.
Right.
No splitters. But other than that, we're like ready for the loop.
Okay.
These can come down now.
So I went on my first errand run this morning and I got some stuff that we needed. So I got some fan splitters, a Dremel because I'm gonna be doing some hard tubing and then magnetic tray and some more zip ties.
Yeah.
So now we have everything that we need. We've already planned the loop in the hotel room last night, so I know
Oh wow, so we're working even when you're not in the studio.
Yeah. Because we really wanna finish everything at this point. Like we just want to wow the judges.
Rhodes, you just did something rad. These are all painted?
Yeah, I painted these two. She's gonna have a full base, and it'll kind of sit.
She, as in the PC, is she?
Yes.
Does she have a name?
No, not yet.
Not yet, okay.
No. I actually started over, like, on the towers, on how I was doing the windows, and I decided, like, yo, these are I gotta do something. Now it's an exciting half hour of designing. All that and it didn't work, 1 sec. I wasn't that great at the laser etcher, but I did find a way to make it work for me in the sense that I cut out a square with the laser pattern engraved onto it. It was kind of a labor-intensive way of doing it, but it's what worked for me. I went over and figured out a new way of the towers. I gave up on the first version, which is hard to do as a creative, but that was kind of this 40-hour scenario, right? If something's not working, you carry on until it's perfect and just move on.
Look at this, dude. This looks crazy.
Well, thanks.
The theme is starting to come out here.
Well,
you getting excited?
Yeah, I am.
Show me your best excited face. That's terrible. Honestly, for a loop like what you're doing, you know, 6 to 10 hours, that's what it takes, right? Just to get those bends right and stuff like that. So I'm really excited. We're gonna be following along the whole time. I'm literally just gonna stand here behind you.
The entire time. Like, don't do that! like a ghost of Christmas past.
The next thing that I have to do is to wrap up all of the tubes and to air test it. So when you air test the unit, it's to make sure that there's no leak. You know, when you're dealing with water cooling, you wouldn't want it to leak all over your living room or your gaming room, so.
I love this computer.
It's funny how we're like in a competition and it's like I'm just learning new stuff as well.
Yeah, don't let them know. Don't let anybody know that. You're good. And go.
We 3D printed an Intel key, which I designed. And then we 3D printed some Gothic lamps, which we found on the internet. And then we also 3D printed some gargoyles, like around 5 different types of gargoyle, with the main piece being the part where the Intel key goes in.
Here, let me do a zip tie.
Okay, go ahead.
I did that zip tie, disqualified.
No! See, this is why I don't want you here. You might get me disqualified again.
But this is okay with you so far?
Yeah,
Looks cool? Looks high Gothic? Do you like it?
I like it. I love
Some
it.
streaks up here.
Like, comment, and subscribe. Click the notification bell button.
Yes, queen.
Yes, queen.
Look,
did you see the bricks on the other side?
I did. I actually, so I got to watch. Rhodes put this on originally, and I was like, wow, what happened to small form factor? Because that was in the rule set.
It was not. I was like, don't scare them like that. You're already scared Regan yesterday.
We're trying to instigate, remember? We're hosts. We're supposed to make them go,
That's true.
what?
What?
Oh, man.
No.
Hey.
Yeah. What's going on?
What'd you do this morning?
Huh?
What'd you do this morning?
Just that right now.
Oh, nice.
Tim has no experience with cosplaying. Well, I don't know if he has, but to my knowledge, I don't think he has done that before. But I myself have done cosplays before, so I have that understanding.
Harji kind of wanted to go to more of a like simple and clean version, which is like, that's more both of our styles, but I'm like, we're here to do like more of a modding competition, you know, otherwise like we might as well just stay at home.
Couple sparkles on the
So
outside.
sorry, cleaning crew. So sorry, crew. All right.
Okay, let's do it. Okay, Tim and Harji, we wanted to give you a little presentation after yesterday's events just to seal that you guys had worked through it and all that sort of stuff. So this is a Best Bros Forever Tim and Harji cake that we had handmade.
I'm gonna have to watch this whole thing to figure out what happened.
So that way you guys can give each other a bite to seal the relationship that you guys have. Is it good?
Is it good?
Oh, snap. It's connecting people together through Intel Creator Challenge.
Pretty much all just dialed in on work. We're just hyper-focused on our responsibilities and our roles.
I really wanted to do more of the modification. My part was like I wanted to focus on designing the loop.
This whole tubing routing needs to be completely finished. I think the design panels need to be completely finished, and we literally just need to be like, stuff is painted and waiting to dry. So let's just hurry up and get this done, and then we need to start painting.
So like I designed a lot of the panels in CAD, drilled out some of the holes, tapped some of the stuff, cut away some of the panels.
Make sure that you have pass-throughs. I still got to make a whole panel for the back.
Harji did a lot of the painting side of it, so.
I like the blue a lot. Parts of this is also gonna be blue, and then parts are gonna be pink.
Okay.
And then there's gonna be some gold accents.
There were certain colors that weren't provided. Luckily, like Tim actually had the colors of the components, like for example, the gold fittings that we did.
Come and talk to me.
That's so cool.
So personally, I love EK components. I like the aesthetics of the parts when it comes to water cooling. I use a lot of EK parts personally. So one of the things I realized first when I ran over to the shelf, pulling out the drawer, I saw a bunch of EK fittings that I always wanted to work with in the colors that I've personally never used, and I thought that was super cool.
We are going to make a quick loop. Yeah, everything's dry, then we can just start trying to assemble.
Wiggle it a little
Wiggle, wiggle, wiggle. Pump works, Windows works.
Things are happening.
GPU works.
Watching Zakia work on her cosplay, it was pretty interesting because like for the first 1.5 to 2 days, like it seemed like nothing was put together.
Let's eat, my child. You have not eaten today. Here, you got it. Okay, here you go. Good. I believe in you. Good job.
I made it a goal to finish the gun by 12 p.m. and to get it primed.
This seals up the foam. That way that when you paint on top of it, you know, you'll have a smooth, nice finish. And what's really cool is plastic is actually flexible like foam is. Doing several layers over a course of time is the best way to get a beautiful, smooth finish.
How long does this take to usually dry?
It depends if you're in crunch mode or normal mode. Most people follow what's on the can, and most people will wait between a few hours all the way to even a day to let it fully set. But if you're in a rush, you know, one coat will get you there.
Because originally I was going to have it dry overnight after I primed it, and then I was going to paint it in the morning so I'd have more time to do a better paint job. Because I had to take the time to finish the gun and also prime it, then the painting kind of fell on the wayside.
So we're asking these cosplayers to build something in 40 hours. That's like maybe a few days of con crunch at best. And although some of us can, you know, whip out a costume for a con really fast, to that level, doing a prop like that, I mean, it's a big prize pool, like you said, so you really got to bring your A game, and it looks like Zakia is planning to do that.
My sewing machine that I brought had some performance anxiety. I lost some time there fiddling with it because it just would not sew properly. And I ended up switching to one of the provided machines. I mean, it worked out in the end, but it did lose me some time. I was like, okay, now we have to decide what to prioritize and what to actually finish.
Yeah, so I'm basically just gonna make striped fabric first. So just sewing all the stripes together. I have to do the beige after this just to make tiny stripes. And then after that, I will just cut the pants out of the striped fabric.
I have full faith in you. It's good to see you have faith in yourself too. Awesome, good luck.
I was having a blast the first day, but need to actually kind of focus more on what I need to finish in time.
I know yesterday I was like, hey, let's get as far with the jacket done as possible, and I have no jacket, to be honest, so, you know. Yeah. Yeah, I was gonna make leggings, which I just proceeded to mess up in all conceivable ways.
Day 2 is hell. We're in the hell land. There is a lot left to do on this.
What I'd really like to do today is try and complete all of the fabric pieces. So the halter that goes underneath this, the jacket, and I would really like to make a very good, if not finished, start on the tubing.
Okay.
Part of the problem is that I keep running into an issue where I need something and it's not here.
And the traffic's really good right now. So I figure let's just go, get more dye, not have to worry about running out. And then while I'm there, I'm also gonna just make our lives easier and get some other stuff we need. the heck home.
What do we got here? What'd you pick up?
A lot.
A lot.
Today, I'm gonna try and dye all of the sleeving. For my fabric pieces, I'm going to create fake rust using kitchen condiments.
I was about to say, I saw the cinnamon. Cinnamon is such a classic technique to use on costumes.
If I want to dye the sleeves, I was there, so I got that. And then while I was there, I got that.
14-hour days are really long, and like both of the days, once it gets to a certain point, I have just lost steam, and I keep sewing things wrongly, and it is taking forever.
So much prep, and we're finally at the assembly stage.
Okay, so you feel like jacket will be going together today.
I'm going to put together my jacket if you would care to stick around and watch. Yeah, I'm at the point where I'm just like, what comes will come.
Yeah.
I don't wanna make any promises.
Love cosplay.
Yes, we converted another one.
Yeah, I'm no longer a PC modder, I'm a cosplayer.
Hey, that'd be fun.
Yeah.
Our plan is now we've got this bent steel panel that we're gonna use, and we're gonna see what happens with that, use that as basically the shroud for the entire build.
Going with the post-apocalyptic theme, we really wanted to age these pieces. EK water blocks supplied a lot of the water cooling parts, and the block that we ended up using was a fully nickel block, and that obviously doesn't fit that post-apocalyptic theme. So we had to find different methods to dirty up and age these new pieces.
This is a great way with powder, paint, the combination.
I didn't think I was gonna pull it off. I really didn't, and it wasn't until Regan, I was like, do you think that I can do rust? If this wasn't, then we would have fabricated something else similar to this in metal, and it would have just honestly probably thrown the whole thing.
There was like a lot of ground up clove and cinnamon and cumin going on.
This looks like it's been sitting in a garage for like...
Do we seal this with anything?
Yes, you can actually.
You seal it with love.
You seal it with...
This is great.
I feel like we still look like we're in disarray, but I feel like our progress is also really good too.
Yeah.
But like, it looks worse than it is. Does that make sense?
No, absolutely.
Yeah.
Okay, so we finally figured out a plan for how we're gonna mount the radiator. The material that we used for the initial covering for the P1, we are going to utilize the remaining material and make a makeshift mount for the second radiator, which is the 240 that's gonna sit in front.
Offset it and have the ports up here, ports here, pump res here.
So I do a 360 and then a 240 on top. So we're gonna have the 240 sitting like kind of hovering above the pump res, sitting at a horizontal angle.
I also want to bring attention to the really nice bend up here at the top.
Okay.
So thinking about having some accent lines. Maybe even this is the anchor point for the accent light as well.
Okay, I'm definitely starting to see like that theme come through.
Yes.
Even with the build right here. So
yeah. Tubing's gonna be different all around. It's gonna be holding itself together as much as it can. It's gonna look somewhat rigid, but not be fully rigid. You're almost concerned for it when you look at it. Feeling pretty confident.
You know, one of the things that you'll notice about Liquid House specific builds is there is actually almost an imagery or an aesthetic that goes with it. So they will use extra tubing if it means making something look good. And so this is a big part of the artistic part of what their build is gonna look like.
I love that, making these artistic decisions to keep your style intact with the theme as well, and going that extra step for the aesthetic. So how are you feeling about how today went?
Oh, I made back up for the time that I lost yesterday because all of this was made today.
Wow.
With the exception of the crown. Essentially, we wanted to have synergy between the two. So this symbol here is the same symbol that you'll see on the PC. The windows are the same windows that you'll see on the PC. We use the same files. So those are ways in which we wanted the two designs to really be cohesive.
I mean, look at these. Like, the drama. I'm a big fan of seeing the back. Oh, you went with a lace-up back.
Yes, I went with the lace-up back. They went in perfectly. So I really, really love how finished everything is from both the front and the back.
You know, for those who don't know, like if you see, each of these strips are individually cut and sewn together, right? So most people might paint it on, like I mentioned previously, but instead Ziki has chosen to sew every single one together, which I think is really fitting for Jinx.
Put a lot of effort into him.
I mean, he's a cute little guy. I think he looks great. Can you hold him for me and kind of show everyone like how big this guy is? Like, look at him.
If he gets me finished, then I'll also do the wig, and I'll probably just like make nicer accessories, because right now, like, she has a lot of belts.
Yeah.
But when you're short on time,
yeah.
In what I always do is I replace all belts with elastic.
What?
Yeah.
I've never heard of that before.
You know, from 5 feet away, no one's really gonna be looking that closely. So if you slap all the buckles on them, they look like pretty good belts.
Yeah. Well, I hope your machine doesn't eat the pleather, and I hope you have better luck with that than the top, for sure.
So we're looking at something that doesn't belong on a mannequin, so I've tried to pin it on as best I can. Everything is pretty clean. Haven't quite gotten to the actual apocalyptic weathering phase yet. So we've got leggings with all their fun striping. We've got the start of a jacket, which I'm hoping to finish today. It still needs the zip, the cuffs, sleeve attachments.
Yeah.
We've got the breastplate, or that all of the really fun pieces, which is going to be the tubing, the lights, the liquid, all of that is going to be coming out of that, and probably is something that I'm going to be working on tomorrow.
Nice. Well, it looks like you still have a bit of a ways to go, but you have a nice garment piece kind of collection happening. It's happening, and like I can see the vision. So
it's getting there.
I'm wishing the best of luck going forward tomorrow, but hopefully there's a good strong start and a strong finish for today.
Yeah,
so
we'll do it.
Awesome.
It's day 3.
My day started with details.
I think our theme gave us an advantage too. We went for a very like rugged, like grungy looking theme. So if something looks messed up or messy or drippy or anything like that, it actually works in our favor.
We need to put the build together. We are not at all prepared to... Our build does not look like a build at this point.
Tensions are high, the emotions are high, passions are high.
Day 3 is gonna be a lot.
I had a dream, right? And in that dream, I needed to make a spell book, right? Because I felt like that is the missing piece. Now, how am I going to make a spell book in less than a day? I don't know. Tell me.
I knew I had to start my day on the towers and finish painting those red. But as I was progressing at that, you kind of notice other things to be added or changed. So I had little lanterns, a couple gargoyles, a key, a few windows, another big gargoyle. So I had to like do some real quick mini painting.
So since I'm not creating a new design, I really felt that I had to focus on the details and make sure that I had everything as accurate to the character as possible.
We decided like to add some additional panels, paint some additional things.
The biggest challenge with building that PC was the wait time that you would have to have when it comes to painting.
Texture and color was a very, very important part of this build for both pieces, and we really wanted that mimicry in both.
Just not seeing anything really put together freaked me out.
Or Ellie and Regan have come together and created this insane patina process, and it's actually blowing my mind. Still feeling confident, but we got a lot of work to do, and the day's short, so it's probably gonna come down to the wire. It's probably gonna come down to, you know, booting it up in the last like 20 minutes.
I am so excited about what we're gonna do.
Closing time coming into the last 2 hours.
I'm really excited for these last couple hours.
Attention all teams, 5 minutes remaining. You have 5 minutes remaining. Your time is up, hands up. All teams, hands up.
Tell me a little bit about this wonderful build and this wonderful costume.
Post-apocalyptic was the theme, but this is not your traditional apocalypse. Tech has taken over, the world is kind of falling apart. PC gaming's still a thing. This is Regan's system as if we were 50 years in the future. Upgrades are hard to come by, you have to do what you can. It's to the point now she's upgraded herself as much as the system. They're kind of one and the same.
I love the synergy between the bionic person and the bionic machine. And when you look at this machine, you can see what's inside. It's kind of coming apart, all of the insides, and the colors are spilling out. That is also what I wanted to replicate as well with the jacket. That's my favorite part of the outfit.
Stunning work. I really think all the love and passion shows here, and y'all's tale is certainly really compelling.
You guys are looking fantastic. How are you feeling?
Feeling good.
Good?
Compared to how it started, but yeah.
Now, I know your team was retro-futuristic. Can you tell me how you guys decide to implement that into your build?
We went about a couple different ideas in terms of like IPs, and we ended up doing a very popular game series called Arcane based off of League of Legends.
Our thing was vintage futurism, and that sounded very steampunky to us, and I felt that what better than Piltover, the city of progress.
It took a while to kind of figure out the design. I think we kind of went back and forth when it came to the actually styling of the PC. But I think we finally got on the same page. We were able to kind of like combine both of our design aesthetics together, and then just to come up with this, you know, in a short amount of time is awesome.
You guys were high gothic, which I mean, you are by far the happiest group, but you made like the most evil build in general.
High Gothic was new to me, so I kind of turned to Panterona for some advice and where to draw our inspiration from, and she kind of led me into High Gothic represented by a cathedral style. So that's where we went with the windows and stuff. Like I really wanted to use what was available to us at the shop. So things like welding and the metal fabrication was new to me. And that theme gave me the opportunity to use those new skills that we learned.
Your story will guide your design concept, and that helped us throughout. So we came up with a world where, I'm a high priestess in a sect called the Sinistars. So that's why you see a star here. This is our symbol, and we made sure to tie it in throughout. Similarly with the Intel key, because that's the source of our power that we unlock here. So essentially, in terms of cohesiveness, we just let the story guide that, and it just happened really, really organically. I really enjoyed working with them. It was an amazing experience.
For me, I was in charge of the looping, and I wanted to really mix it up with the hard tubes and the soft tube, and I was really experimenting with it, because if the soft tube didn't work, then I would have gone with the hard tube, but luckily, the EK soft tubes in black really meshed well with the design that we wanted to go, and even the coolant, like we really utilized all of the materials that was available to the workshop, and not just the materials, but even the classes that was involved. This is our baby. Yeah, we're very proud of it.
Number one, I just want to say to all the teams, you guys killed it. Honestly, watching it kind of rush together, I'm super impressed, and I know we are too. And if we don't come back, it's because we couldn't decide. So let's do it.
We're done. We're finally done, and we finally got to see it. And it's even harder to judge because I thought I knew who was gonna win, but after taking a closer look at everything, I have doubts.
It's $30,000, and we have to help decide who wins. And where I would have much liked a clearer answer, this is actually gonna be pretty hard.
This week has been insanely fun.
The other builds are so sick.
I was really impressed.
You know what, win or lose, I was proud of the build that I did.
It is time to announce the winners of Intel's Creator Challenge Season 3, and it wasn't easy. After very careful and very intense and difficult deliberation, we have come to a winner. We are so very happy and honored to announce the winner of ICC is Team Liquid House and Cow Butt Crunchies. Congratulations. Congratulations. Oh my God, it must feel amazing. This is your 4th attempt at this.
Yeah.
And you know what they say, it's a very popular saying, 4th time is the charm.
Yeah.
How does it feel, you guys?
Really amazing. Really amazing.
It's just nice to put in a lot of work and be acknowledged for it. This has been such an amazing week, you guys. And
I'm
your
sad
builds
to
are
go
amazing.
home. I'm sad to go
Don't
home.
let this win take anything from that, because we know how that feels. Don't let this win take anything away from it.
This is your moment. Enjoy it.
I know,
Enjoy
but
it.
still, I know how it feels.
What was harder, ICC or Con Crunch?
Aren't they the same thing?
Thank you to our teams. You should be so very proud of yourselves, and thank you for working so hard. All you guys are absolutely incredible, and thank you all for watching. Make sure you watch our next season. This is the conclusion of Season 3. I had a wonderful time. I was joined with incredible hosts by my side. Thank you, and take care and drink your water.
Thank you.
Thank you.
I feel very humbled. I'm just happy that people can appreciate the work that we did.
You know, that it's kind of affirming the work that you put into it and all of the attention to detail.
We really brought our all. We didn't come into it wanting to win. That's not really ever our goal. We want to always have a good time and have a good experience. And so it's completely overwhelming and it's great. It's a wonderful feeling.
Everybody's collaborative. It doesn't matter what team you're on, we're in this together, like we're all having fun.
I'm really happy that I got the chance to meet everybody and work with everybody.
It was just kind of like an honor to be there. We all did such a good job with the time that we were given. So yeah.
The chance to be, taken to this event and learn new skills and then just given 40 hours, which was a time constraint, but if you flip it around, I was handed 40 hours to do something I love to do, which was amazing.
Like share this moment with you. Finally, dude. Finally, man.